Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a Q&A video. I don't think it's going to be too long, but then again, you know me, I like to talk, so maybe it's going to be really long. Who knows? But during Vlogmas in 2016, so a couple weeks ago, I kept throwing it out there that I wanted you guys to submit questions to me and that I would compile them all together and later would do a Q&A video. Well, this is that Q&A video. I have compiled all of the questions on my computer in front of me, so if you keep seeing me glance down, that's what's happening. I am not going to say who asked me the questions because there's some people that asked me one, there's some people that asked me like 5. I only have, I think I counted like 20 questions or somewhere thereabouts, so not too many, but it was enough for me to do my first Q&A video, and I'm super excited about doing it because I want you guys to know me. I want you guys to feel like we are friends, and when I'm sitting talking to you guys, I want there to be a relationship there. So a Q&A video is the quickest way for you guys to ask me something and for me to answer you and just get to know each other that way. So if at the end of this video there is a question that I did not answer that you would like me to answer in a future Q&A video, feel free to pop it down below and I will keep a running file of the questions that I have not answered, and the next time I decide to film a Q&A, maybe the next time I acquire 20, 30 or so questions, I'll film another one for you guys. So let me know in the comments below what you want me to answer for the next one. But in the meantime, here we go. In no particular order, we're just gonna start answering the questions. If you could have lunch with any celebrity singer, who would it be? That's an interesting question. There are a lot of good questions, by the way. I would have to say if I could have lunch with one singer and one alone, it would have to be Josh Groban. I have loved Josh Groban for years. His voice is, oh my gosh, so dreamy. He's currently on Broadway. He finally made his Broadway debut. I'm dying to get to New York to go and see him. I don't think I will, but oh man. But not only is he a fabulous singer, but when I was in high school and in college, I used to watch Live with Regis and Kelly. And sometimes when Regis was out, Josh Groban would be the co-host with Kelly Ripa, and oh my gosh, is he hysterical. Like I think he's like 2 years older than me or something like that, and he just seems like he would be the coolest, funniest guy to hang out with in the world, and I could totally see him and I being friends. I would love to go out to lunch with him and just talk and laugh and get to know each other and have a good time. So Josh Groban, hands down. What part in a play would you love to be offered? Oh my goodness, can I give you my top 5? The narrator in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is my #1. That show is actually kind of what skyrocketed me into a love of musical theater. I saw Donny Osmond in the tour of it when I was 8 years old, and it was just the most magnificent thing I had ever seen. And my mom and dad actually went to go see it in downtown Chicago, brought home the cassette tape soundtrack, and I listened to it on repeat and had the whole show memorized within like a week or two, and the tour was still around, so my mom bought another set of tickets and decided to take me to see it, and that was the end of the beginning, man. Oh my gosh, my love of music theater has been great ever since, and I'm dying to play the role of the narrator. So that is my #1 role. #2, this should come as no surprise to people who know me, is Elphaba in the musical Wicked. I love her. I love everything about the character. It is a character that I could play. She doesn't dance. She just has to be able to sing at the top of her lungs, which I can do, and she's just a great character. I love her. So Elphaba is #2. I would love to be Kathy in the musical The Last 5 Years. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it or seen it. I think it's on Netflix, the one with Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick. I knew the musical long before I became a movie starring the two of them, but it is one of my dream roles. It is a 2-person show. I would love to be the female in that show. It is amazing music. The composer is one of my all-time favorites, and that show is it's a wonderful and depressing story told in such a unique way, and the music is just can't be beat. So Kathy from The Last 5 Years, Elphaba in Wicked, and the narrator in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. There are a ton more that I'd love to play, but those are like my bucket list roles right there. What made you decide to start a blog and YouTube channel? Well, funny story. Not really a funny story. I happened to stumble upon the idea of beauty YouTubing years ago, like gosh, probably 7 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that, when I wanted to learn how to curl my hair with a hair straightener. I wanted to see a video of someone doing it, and I popped it in YouTube, and Blair Fowler of the Fowler sisters popped up. And she had a bunch of videos on this channel talking about beauty. And then I discovered her sister Elle, and she kept talking about makeup and beauty, and I kind of got sucked into that rabbit hole. And after a couple of months of me being sucked into the rabbit hole of watching YouTube videos, I went, I can do this. I can talk to a camera. And so I started a blogging channel, a beauty YouTube channel called Beautifully Broadway. I don't even know if it's still up. I hope not. Oh gosh, I probably shouldn't have told you guys that. But I started a YouTube channel called Beautifully Broadway, which was beauty specific, and then I decided to grab a blog by the same name, and then I kind of did it really half-heartedly for a year or so, and then life got in the way. I got involved in work, and I got involved in meeting my husband and all that stuff, and the blog and everything fell to the wayside. And then right before I moved to North Carolina to close the gap between me and my husband, he actually encouraged me to pick the blog back up again, and I decided to do the YouTube channel with it. And I changed the name. I completely rebranded because I decided I wanted to do more than just beauty. And so Diva and the Divine was born. And here I am trying to get my content out to you guys and talking about not just beauty, but life and weight loss and everything in between. So that's the short version of the story, I guess. Which stage actor would you love to have dinner with? My goodness, everybody wants to know about who I want to have dinner and meals with. What stage actor? You know, currently I would have to say, thanks to my obsession with Hamilton, I would love to have dinner with Lin-Manuel Miranda, the person who is the genius behind composing Hamilton and acted as Hamilton in Hamilton when it hit Broadway. I would love to just sit and talk to him. He seems like such a cool, down-to-earth, honest, and humble guy. So I think I'd really get along with him. That would be a lot of fun. I'd love to have dinner with Kristen Chenoweth. She seems like a blast and a half. I know a lot of people are actually expecting me, if you know me personally, you're probably thinking, why is she not saying Idina Menzel, who is the woman who played Elphaba on Broadway, and that is what gatewayed me into my obsession with her. You guys probably also know her as the voice of Elsa in Frozen. She's the one who sang Let It Go. Amazing voice. I actually don't know that I ever want to meet her as much as I idolize her, because I feel like she might not be one of the nicest people. And I'm really into only meeting people who, like, I want people to live up to my expectations. So, like, I want to meet Josh Groban and I want to meet Lin-Manuel Miranda because they actually seem like they would be cool, down-to-earth, fun people to hang out with. And I don't necessarily think that Idina Menzel would be a nice person. So I'm not going to say Idina Menzel for that reason. I don't ever really want to meet her. Unless she happens to be amazing, then by all means I'd love to meet her, but I'm skeptical. So Kristen Chenoweth and Lin-Manuel Miranda would probably be my top two. Sutton Foster I would also like to meet as well and have dinner with her. Let's just have a big Broadway party. That'd be fun. And Jeremy Jordan. Oh yes, Jeremy Jordan. Oh, there are too many good options. Can you tell us your Weight Watchers story from when you first became a member, how you ended up a leader, and do you see yourself eating this way the rest of your life? Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. I have always been an overweight child. And not like obese, but like I've always been chunky. And in college, I decided to get my act together and do something about it. And I actually started on sparkpeople.com. I lost a bit of weight on sparkpeople.com, and then I just decided to flip into Weight Watchers, basically because my aunt said she would pay for the online subscription. So I figured I had nothing to lose except the weight, so why not give it a try? And I was actually very successful at it in college, and I dropped like 20 pounds maybe. I don't remember the exact number. If I really wanted to look back at my log, I could find out from like 10 years ago. I could see how much I lost or where I started, but that's neither here nor there. I did it successfully, and then stress of senior year got in the way and I put weight back on. Oh, story of my life. This is literally the story of my life. So I put the weight back on my senior year, and then that was 2009 is when I graduated college, in 2011, I started losing weight again right before I met my husband. And so that was 2011 when I met him. So around beginning of 2011 is when I said, I'm going to do it this time. Let's do this. I did Weight Watchers the whole time. And in 2012, November 2012, I think, is when I hit my goal of 135 pounds. And so that, I did it, and that was all on Weight Watchers. And then once I did that, I decided that, like with the YouTube thing, hey, why don't I do this? I'm good at it. I decided to apply for a job at Weight Watchers because I needed more money and I knew what I was talking about. And I could get up in front of people and lead meetings and whatnot. So I applied to work for Weight Watchers and I became a leader shortly thereafter. When I moved to North Carolina, that job went with me. And I worked for Weight Watchers as a leader up until I started that in 2012. And I stopped at the end of 2014. So I worked for them for about 2 years. And I stopped because so much of life was getting in the way that I didn't really have time to do meetings anymore. And then I was moving to Japan. And then I was moving somewhere else we didn't know. So I just severed ties with the company because I couldn't do anything for them regularly. So I stopped working for them, but I started the whole channel and talking about weight loss and Weight Watchers online. So I feel like I'm kind of still a Weight Watchers leader without being affiliated with the company. I'd love to be affiliated with the company as a YouTuber and a content creator. That would be cool. Weight Watchers, if you're watching, I want to work for you as a YouTuber, not necessarily as a leader. That was my very, very short, concise Weight Watchers story. And as you guys all know, I'm on the plan again, working my way down towards goal. And do I see myself eating this way for the rest of my life? Yes, because it's a plan that works. And it encourages healthy eating and proper eating habits and all of those things that we should be doing anyway. Weight Watchers is basically a food budgeting way that is not calories, that encourages proper eating habits with little bits of indulgences here and there. So yes, I will absolutely be eating that way for the rest of my life. Tell us one interesting thing about you. This is something that only people that know me personally know, but it's pretty fascinating and a little bit crazy, and it involves my whole family, not just me. At one point, when I was living at home, I can't remember if it was actually when I was in college or in high school. The chaos started in high school. I think it was in college when, at one point, my family had 22 animals living with them, or something near that. So my father and I ran a ferret rescue for a while out of our house because we like animals and we hated seeing what was happening to ferrets. And long story, whatever, we ran a ferret rescue. At one point we had 16 ferrets in the house, 4 dogs, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh crap, this is gonna be more than 22. A bearded dragon, a boa constrictor, and an iguana. So 23 animals, excuse me, in the house at the same time. We had 2 chihuahuas and my yellow lab Bailey and a black lab shepherd mix named Shadow. They were our dogs. And the reptiles, oh, and we had rats. We had 2 rats that we kept as pets, and they reproduced and produced food for the snake. Which is crazy as that sounded. I was never a part of any of that part. I didn't like killing the animals. But my dad fed the snake and we made our own food, and we loved the 2 parent rats. They were so great. So yeah, and we had the 2 rats too. So that was what, like 25, 26 animals? All at once in the ranch style 4-bedroom house. Yeah. Chaos. Mass chaos. Have you ever let 16 ferrets go and run around your house? It's incredibly entertaining. Incredibly entertaining. How did you meet your husband? We met on okcupid.com. And it's interesting because it was after, like, I've always wanted to find a relationship, and I was in like 1, and it was a high school relationship, and it was never really a thing. And in college, I had some opportunities, but it was never quite right. And the second I decided to stop looking for a relationship, like full on looking for a relationship, but I just decided, well, let's join the free dating website. Let's just see what happens. You know, I did my profile, answered the questions. It was free. I had nothing to lose. and this boy messages me, and the rest is history. So yeah, OkCupid, free dating website. He's from Florida, I'm from Chicago. The two shall never have met, should have never met, whatever the correct verbiage is, but we did, and here we are. What does he do? My husband is a business consultant. That is me telling you what he does while being very vague about it, because he doesn't necessarily want me to tell you what company he works for, because his company works for other companies and all this blah, 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 blah. He is a business consultant. He is a businessman who wears his nice fancy dress clothes every day, and yeah, he's a consultant. Are you planning on having children? No, we are not. The puppy that you met, I don't know if I can get her now. No, she's sleeping in the bed. The puppy we have over there now that we got on January 1st is our baby. We are not having any biological children, and we have taken the appropriate measures to see that that is the case, because there are many, many reasons that we are not planning on having children. One being primarily for my body's sake. I know it's possible with CMT, even sometimes easy, but he and I are both not optimistic about my ability to survive the pregnancy without my disease getting worse, because I've actually heard a lot of people say that the pregnancy has progressed their CMT, and I don't want that to happen. And the physical demand that it would take on me, needing a lot of sleep, having a hard time managing myself, having a hard time managing this dog sometimes who's 2.5 pounds, the idea of having to raise a child and take care of a baby 24/7 is not something that would be easy for me. And it's, even if it's not easy, I mean, it's not easy for anybody, but you have to really want to have children to be willing to make that kind of sacrifice. And I want to be able to take a break. You know what I mean? And I think it would be detrimental to my health to do that. If it happened and the good Lord said, just kidding, you're having a kid, I would do it in a heartbeat. It would be fine. I would make it work. But I would much rather be the aunt to my 2 nephews and my little niece, all of whom you have met at one point or another during the vlogs. And I'd rather be the cool aunt and be able to send the children home at the end of the day and love them with all of my heart, and then sit down with my dog and my husband and have no child to deal with whatsoever. So, no children for me. I love this. You guys did some great questions. If you could only do glitter nails or eyeshadow, what would you pick? If I could only do one, glitter eyes or glitter nails, I would have to stick with glitter nails, because glitter eyes, like I've gotten a lot more crazy about the matte / kind of shimmery, but like I don't have to plaster glitter on my eyes. I like it on occasion. I really enjoyed doing it during Pippin, but glitter nails, oh, I love me some glitter nails. So if I had to pick one, I could do matte eyes for the rest of my life as long as I could have my glitter nail polish. But life without glitter, and I'm waving my fingers around, I have no nail polish on right now, but the idea of matte nail polish exclusively or not glittery nail polish exclusively is a lot more saddening to me than not glittery eyeshadow. So nails, definitely. Why did you decide on Weight Watchers? Well, I told you, initially I decided on Weight Watchers because my aunt volunteered to pay for the online subscription for me because I wanted a weight loss technique, and she's like, I'm doing Weight Watchers, here, I'll pay for you to do it too. But I stuck with it because it's an eating program that makes sense. It is a points budgeting program. It doesn't require you to count every meticulous little calorie, but you count points. It takes macros into consideration, and it encourages you to eat in a healthy but sustainable manner. That's why I chose Weight Watchers, and that's why I'm sticking with Weight Watchers. What are your top 5 beauty products? Oh Lord. Okay, so you need to have a good lip balm, and my all-time favorites of all time, that's what all-time favorite means, is I love lip smackers, and they're super inexpensive, and they smell really good, and they work really well. So lip smackers, lip balms are thebomb.com. You need to have a good facial serum, and my current favorite is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate Nighttime Oil. It's really nice. It doesn't break me out, but it just treats my skin so well, and I wake up looking fabulous in the morning. It doesn't last all day, sadly, for my skin anyway, but in the morning I wake up and go, man, look at your skin, you're looking good. So a good facial serum or oil, your lip balm, you need a go-to lip gloss. You really do. And like a colored one. And I'm currently loving, like, NARS Super Orgasm is one of my favorites. It just looks so good. So good. Yeah, no, let's stick with that one. NARS Super Orgasm is a great shade of lip gloss. So we got good lip gloss, lip balm, facial moisturizer, a go-to nail polish. I have a go-to brand, ILMP. I like almost any color in that brand. And a good concealer. A good concealer. Because this face and all of its acne problems needs something to cover up not only the blotches, but the under eye circles. And for me, that is Tarte Shape Tape. That is a awesome, awesome concealer. So concealer, lip balm, lip gloss, what did I say? Nail polish, and facial serum or oil. 5. If someone wanted to start planning, what would be the first step? To me, planning seems really intimidating. So I am a planner addict. It is no secret. I have so many Erin Condren products. I have Recollections products. I have a file of facts. I have more planners than anybody should ever have in their lifetime in my room as we speak. So the first thing you need to remember is you do not need to do what other people are doing. Think about, when choosing a planner, think about what you need out of a planner and find something that works for you. Just because it is the cool thing does not mean that it is right for you. Also, if you don't want to be the person that dolls up their planners with a crap ton of stickers and makes it all colorful and crazy, you don't have to. There is no rule that says you have to do that. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a lot of work, and I used to think that I was way up on the planner sticker trend, and I am not. I am not. That boat sailed fast because it takes a lot of time, and it's a lot of time that I don't have. So what you need to do is figure out what you want out of a planner. Do you need a planner that's hourly because you have a lot of appointments and times that you need to schedule, or do you need a planner that's mostly a to-do list? They make both. You can make a lot of different things work. I use the Erin Condren Vertical Planner because I have 3 little separate boxes. I can create to-do lists in one. I can create appointments in one. I can do whatever the heck I want with it. It is very much a clean slate for me to create whatever I need it to be. I've also had a planner that has some hourly slots and a whole to-do list tab. I like that planner a lot as well because I mean, most of my days aren't appointments, they are things that I need to get done. So a to-do list, a daily to-do list is what works for me. Figure out what works for you. Don't be swayed by things that other people are doing unless you want to be doing it. Don't feel that you have to. And do a little bit of research because what you want is out there somewhere. You just have to go look for it. Where did you get your tea calendar? For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, in Vlogmas I had a tea calendar that was an advent calendar, and every day I got to open a single serving of specialty tea. That calendar was $40 from David's Tea, and it sold out very quickly. For those of you that want to look into it for 2017's Advent season, which is, you know, a year away, November 1st, 2017, mark your calendars. It will come out somewhere around then on the website, davidstea.com. It was worth the $40. If you don't mind my asking, what is CMT? CMT stands for Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, and it is the nerve/muscle disease that I have. I am not going to go into details about it. I will pop the video that I created right up there for you. I go into all the details. I tell you everything about it. If you want to know what kind of disability I have, that's the video to go see. But the quick answer is it is a disease that affects my nerves, and because the nerves are affected, my muscles are affected, and I have very weak hands, arms, legs, and feet. I walk a little bit funny, my arms don't straighten out all the way, I cannot lift my arms up over my head, hence why the whole childbearing and raising a child thing would be difficult for me. So that's the super quick version. Again, I highly recommend you check out that video because all of your questions will be answered there. How long have you and your husband been married? As of a couple weeks ago, January 4th, 2017, it will have been 3 happy years. Yay! We got married on 1/4, January 4th, 2014. A day that he cannot forget. Where are you originally from? I am originally from where I'm living right now. I currently live 10 minutes away from my parents' house, which is where I grew up, and that is in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. This is the last question. If you could make any food 0 points, what would it be? And when I read this question, back when I was getting the questions in the comments of my Vlogmas videos, I loved this question. It was my favorite one. And I thought of 2 answers, one savory and one sweet. And I actually made my husband guess what my answers were going to be. And it took him a while. Like, he hemmed and hawed about it. He figured out the sweets one right away. It took him a while to figure out the savory one, but he nailed it eventually. So the answers are, for sweet, it would be cupcakes / cake. Anything with cake and icing. That. 0 points. Bring on the cakes and the cupcakes, baby. And for savory, it would be pizza. I love, 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 love pizza. I'm a Chicago girl. I have to love pizza. Hands down. If I could make pizza and cake of whatever kind, whatever form, 0 points. Oh, gosh, Weight Watchers would be so much easier. So there you have it. I hope this wasn't too long. That was my first ever Q&A video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions for me that I did not address in this video, and I promise you I will keep a running tally of the questions and answer them in my next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Gold star to you if you made it to the end of this Q&A video. Special shout out to those of you who asked me questions, and I hope you are satisfied with the answers, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Take care. Mwah. Bye, guys.